it's that one car chick. Okay, so as I promised, the 2018 Forester. This is the dashboard. You got a good view of it the other night. I have my headlights set to auto. If I had them on high, it would automatically dim down as soon as a car passes. That is the coolest feature of this thing. So, over here, we have the dashboard, where you hear my music, but you also hear fuel prices. Or see fuel prices, I should say. This will tell you where the closest one is. I have it sorted by distance and how much it is. I think I have this set to, yeah, to regular. I can sort by price, so if I wanted to pay $1.76, I had to go 23 miles away. I have it set to regular. You can set it to premium and all that other stuff. Pretty certain that's standard with any Subaru. Audio, which is my what I'm listening to now. You can do sports, you can do stocks, you can do your weather. The map will show you where there's congestion, you live in a big city or near a big city or go to big city all the time. This will tell you where there's congestion, there's roadblock, there's construction. There was an accident earlier on here. Must have gotten cleared, but this tells you everything you need to know. So, that's actually a godsend. I'm going to do this for the sake of demonstrating this. So, we have 480 westbound. Traffic congestion, average speed of 30 miles an hour. Really helpful to know if you're heading somewhere and you want to avoid that congestion. You can get off and reroute yourself. Apps, you have Aha, Pandora, you guys know what those are, I'm pretty certain. MirrorLink mirrors your phone, and Subaru Starlink. So this is actually a subscription that you get. You get 3 years free, I think, or 2 years free. You download it to your phone, and from your phone you can set boundaries, speed limits, all of that stuff. You can even make it so if your kid goes out of the boundaries that you specified and they turn the car off, you can make it so the car won't turn back on. So now they have to call you, you have to go get them, and you can basically tell them, you know, how disappointed you are. Whatever it is parents do. I'm not a parent, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, this is info I already showed you guys. All the nifty stuff. This will actually read your text messages to you. And your email messages as well. That's a cool little feature. I don't feel like really demonstrating that too much right now. We'll go back to audio. I have Sirius XM on right now, but you can get AM, FM, HD, all of that fun stuff. When you click the eyesight button here, it shows your eyesight up there. So it shows your speed, and it'll tell you when the brakes are on, like that. All that nifty stuff. Dual climate control, so I could turn the AC on over here and blast the heat over here. And let me do mode. There you go. I have air conditioning coming out of this vent and heat coming out of this one. AC, heat, AC, heat. So that's a perk. A really nice perk. I'm going to set this back down to 75 because 90 degrees is just way too hot for me right now. It's 60 degrees out. Turn my eyesight off again. This model has a steering wheel heater. That was a godsend a few days ago when it was -6 degrees for a daytime high. Heated leather seats, of course, you know, and then X mode, which if you're going off-roading, that is going to keep you from getting stuck. It's really hard to get stuck in one of these anyways. It has 8 cup holders in total, 4 in the front and 4 in the back. That little pocket right there, that has cup holders in it. It folds down and you can put 2 cups there. You can put a cup in the door and a cup in the door over here. Cup there. 2 here. Cubby hole. And then another cup there. Cubby hole is pretty spacious. You got a 12 volt there. And then in here, And your armrest, which slides forward. That's cool. In your cup holder, you have another 2 USBs, an auxiliary, and another 12 volt. It's raining right now, so I don't really want to open the sunroof all like that. To show you that. But this car has actually been really good. Subaru has every 6,000 miles is your service intervals. So every 6,000 miles you should be changing your oil if you buy a new Subaru, which is a really good thing to do. This up here, now this isn't subscribed or anything right now. If I were to have purchased this car brand new, this would be lit green. This right here, I would hit that, and it would call Starlink. Starlink would answer any questions I had. For instance, if I wanted to go to a concert out of town, and I had no idea how to get there, and I was already out of town to begin with, and I wanted the concert tickets. They will reserve me two concert tickets and send the directions to the map for me. This button here, if I were in an accident, I hit that, they'll send fire, ambulance, whatever I request. Now, if the accident is too bad, the car's going to do it automatically. It's actually a really cool feature, a very good safety feature, because, you know, if you're, say, riding the tail of the dragon and you go down a cliff and nobody's around to see it, that's going to save you. Maybe not, you know, save your life, because depending on how far down you go, it's almost certain death if you fall off the edge of one of the mountains, but at least somebody will know, and at least, you know, they'll know where the car is, they'll know where to look, and they'll know where to find you, and your family will know. Not a comfortable subject for anybody. I get that. I understand that. But it's one of the cool features of this car. I would absolutely recommend it to anybody who's looking for something new and nice. This model goes for about $34,000. I'm going to hop out in a second here and show you the outside. It is well worth the $34,000 MSRP that they ask. Now, that is not the actual price that they would sell it at. It actually probably would go for a little bit less. But it's well worth what they ask. This is the exterior. As you can see, this car is a little bit on the high side, but it's very well balanced. U-turns are amazing. It's pretty long. So it's about the size of an Escape or an Explorer. You can see how the size difference from my WRX wagon to that is phenomenal. So it's a big car. It's a very big car. Well, I should say SUV, but handles like a car. I can take turns in this better than I could a Ford Explorer, a Chevy Suburban, Equinox, any of those. This is far more balanced. It's probably one of the best SUVs on the market. It has the best safety ratings for crashes. It has rollover detection, airbags galore, for your knees, for your elbows, for damn near every body part you could think of. It has whiplash protection, so chances are you won't get whiplash out of one of these if you wreck. There's numerous tales online of people walking away from accidents, just walking away unscathed from accidents that they would have been in an ambulance in other vehicles. So, those of you new to the Subaru game, you're gonna get one of these right out the gate. It's a key fob. It's pretty cool. It allows the push to start. Hit that for lock. Now I've set my alarm. Have that to unlock. And now if this vehicle, this one in particular does not come with it, but if it did, I would hold the stars down. You can have it added. You get 2 little key fobs that go to go extra with it. I think, I'm not totally sure. I remember that price being right around $250. I know it's under $500 to get the remote start from the factory, and that gets tied into your loan. So if you want the car, you got to let them know, if you want auto start, that you can do that. And then there's the trunk button. That opens to a very spacious trunk. And then by holding that button again, I can close the trunk. They come factory, all of them with 18-inch wheels. This one in particular comes with the Bridgestone Dueler HP 400s. If you don't like that tire, you can have them at a different one at, I'm quite sure, an added fee. This one's in silver. I forgot the specific name of the silver for it, but it's a very nice color, Came with the roof racks. That was already included in the package. That's the $34,000 MSRP. Because it came with the roof racks, it came with the WeatherTech in the trunk, it came with the sunroof and the leather interior. So you're going to pay a little bit extra for all of that. The Foresters, the base model Foresters, start at roughly $28,000. So that's not bad. And they get about 28 to 34 miles per gallon. So again, really not bad for an SUV. It's all-wheel drive all the time, so you don't have to worry about putting it in four-wheel drive or stopping it to switch to four-wheel drive or anything along that line. You get a really good deal. So my thoughts on this overall, if you're in the market for an SUV and you're looking at a Subaru, you want something mid-size that's big but not too big and kind of sporty, I would go for a Forester. They start at $28,000 for the base model. This is a touring model, so this is a little bit, extra bells and whistles and all the gadgets and gizmos and stuff that you can take for road trips. Very comfortable, very, very comfortable seats. And then, you have the base model, you have the S, and then you have the X, the Touring, and the Sport. And the Sport, all of the silver you see on this is replaced with red or orange, or reddish orange. And then there's lots of carbon fiber. The seats have cloth inserts where you sit, and the outsides are leather, but they're still heated. It's just basic comedy feel. It's actually meant to feel more like you're sitting in a WRX or an STI than you are a Forester. Doesn't really sit any lower, doesn't sit any higher. There's a lot you can do to these. So, for those that aren't my average Joes, you're going to love this car if you're looking for an SUV that you can slam or put on bags or hike up and take trailing. This is comparable to a Jeep, and in my opinion, actually better than a Jeep. And I've had both. I've had access to both. I've driven both over my lifetime. I would prefer this over a Jeep any day. I would take this over a Jeep any day. Not all of them come with that wing on the back and the visor, so that's a little bit extra, but it's well worth it, especially when you're driving down the road and you have sun glare coming in your back window. The privacy glass came factory, so the tint in the back, all the way across the back, that's factory. I would only have to tint my front windows, which legally I can't tint them too much darker. So, but some people do that. I'm one of those. Check your local tint laws, and if you're in Ohio, Northeast Ohio, stop by Winning, because they will give you a considerable price and a very nice lifetime warranty to go with your tints. So should anything go wrong, they'll just fix it. This one I got as my service rental from Ganley Subaru in Bedford. guys aren't bad. The sales team there is amazing. If you're looking for a new car or a used car, they will get you situated in anything that you want that they can possibly do within their power. So keep in mind, your credit does have a lot to do with this. And if they can't get you in by yourself, you're going to have to find a co-signer. But in terms of, you know, financing and all that, they're amazing. Their sales team and finance team will work with you to no limit and try and get you into whatever it is you're trying to get into. Their service department is pretty decent. The techs, I used to work there. The techs are all amazing. They're good guys. They work hard. They do what they got to do. I should say guys and lady because, sorry. But they're amazing people that work there. As far as service writers go, they're all okay. They're pretty good. Tim is amazing. Joe is amazing. Chris isn't too bad either. Personality-wise, they're all pretty cool people. Except for one. But I have my own discrepancies. We'll leave it at that. The service manager will bend over backwards for people to try and do what they want. You know, try and get them happy. Keep them happy. So Subaru is very good about keeping their customers happy. They're very on that. And that's an amazing thing to have, especially when you're purchasing a vehicle and you want to make sure that everything goes smoothly and you, Lord forbid, need something warranted. Subaru is all about their customer service. They are all about satisfaction. And that is one thing that, you know, they will push to no limit to try to help you any way they can. And if your dealership is just being a jerk, you always have the option to call Subaru of America and say, hey, I don't think this is right. Can you help me? And they'll step in. But overall, these come with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty right out the gate. 5 years, 60,000 miles for your powertrain. And 3 years, 5 years, 60,000 for the rust perforation. So if you live in the Northeast, I'm not too sure about the Pacific Northwest or the Midwest, but I know the Northeast loves to use salt. Case in point, that is salt. Yeah. Salt will chew a car up. Now, I just washed this car yesterday, so I don't have to worry about that. But on the older Subarus, it is not uncommon to see in this wheel well here, rust. Subaru guarantees 5 years before it will rust or anything of the sort. So if it rusts, they will fix the body automatically for free. They don't like playing with that kind of thing. And they realize there's people that live in the Northeast where we can't help the salt. They oversalt like crazy every snowstorm. So people don't get stuck. Because for some reason people can't put the right tires on their car. Which maintenance is a whole other bracket that I'm going to get into eventually. But bang for buck, yeah, this is absolutely worth what they're asking. It's cheaper than a similarly loaded Ford Explorer or Ford Escape. It's cheaper than a similarly loaded GM of any sort. And cheaper than the Mazda. The Mazda CX-5, I believe it is. That thing will run you about $36,000 out the gate. Their base model for Mazda is like $30,000 to $32,000. So best bang for buck, the Subaru is going to have it. Absolutely, hands down. My next episode, I'm going to see what I can get my hands on next from Subaru and see if I can get you guys some kind of another thing to mull over. Or I might actually see if I can get another SUV to get my hands on and review from another manufacturer. So stay tuned.